Ever caught a glimpse of a Rolex models that seem too shy for the spotlight? Today we're diving into the underrated corners of Rolex's world. Yes, even the titan of the watch industry has its quiet achievers, models that stand subtly beside their more flamboyant siblings. Let's uncover these hidden Rolex models and see why they're worth a closer look. Sifting through Rolex's rich catalogue, it's clear some masterpieces play second fiddle to the latest market dazzlers. There's something irresistibly cool about discovering a Rolex that others have overlooked, right? So let's zoom in on 5 Rolex models that radiate classic charm and understated elegance. These aren't just any watches, they're the understudies waiting in the wings, ready to steal the show. Number 1. Rolex Oyster Perpetual 39mm. First up, we have the Rolex Oyster Perpetual reference 114300 in 39mm, tagging in at around $7,500. Available in a palette that includes hues like blue, anthracite, white, black, and the ever-coveted grape. Each dial has its own personality, with grape perhaps believing it's a bit of a fine wine in the watch world. Our favorites, the anthracite and white dials, stand out for their timeless elegance. They break from the pack with a style that makes them seem like they're from a different era of Rolex sophistication. This watch is perfect if you're looking for a one-and-done piece. It's a master of disguise, equally at home splashing around at the beach or sneaking under the cuff of a crisp suit. Before we go further, why not become part of the Opulent Oasis tribe? Subscribe and get the latest content first. Let's dive back in. Number 2, Rolex Datejust. Moving on to the Rolex Datejust reference 1823/836mm. This isn't just your grandpa's old watch, it's a favorite among those hunting for a golden Rolex without having to spend a gold mine. Some may argue that 36mm sounds petite, but if it's big enough for Tony Soprano, it's big enough for the rest of us. This range of Datejusts boasts a variety of dials, from classic champagne to bold stone finishes, proving Rolex wasn't afraid to get creative. The blue dial on white gold is a real knockout. It's like the quiet kid in class who turns out to be the prom king. Plus, it wears bigger than it looks, thanks to the gold's weight and its iconic presidential bracelet, a look that screams, "I've arrived." Prices start at about $15,000 for a basic yellow gold model, but that begins. Depending on the dial and the watch's condition, prices can soar, though you can still snag some under $20. Not too shabby for a piece that can make every day feel a bit more luxurious. Number 3, Rolex GMT Master 2. Let's talk Rolex GMT Master 2, a real favorite that packs more punch than a caffeine hit at 3 p.m. It's easy to chase the newer, shinier models thanks to their social media fame, but let's not forget the trailblazers like the 16710LN, the sleek all-black GMT, and the 16710BLNR, also known as the original Batman. These pioneers introduced the bi-colored bezel in steel and have more than earned their stripes in the Rolex family. While everyone's drooling over the latest Batman, the savvy collectors might lean towards the original 16710BLNR. Why pay a premium when you can own the trendsetter at under $15,500? It may not have the newest movement, but its first mover advantage makes it a collectible heavyweight. And don't overlook the 16710LN. Available for under $12,000, it's not just a watch, it's a lifestyle piece that transitions from boardroom to beach without missing a beat. It's a no-fuss, go-anywhere gem that fits seamlessly into any collection. Number 4, Rolex Explorer 2. If you're fishing for the best Rolex deal, cast your line towards the Explorer 2, reference 16570. With its dual time zone functionality, this watch punches well above its weight class, especially with a price tag hovering around $7,000. That's less than some people spend on their espresso habit in a year. This watch is no wallflower, it's a workhorse. Whether you're negotiating deals or dodging sandcastles, the Explorer 2 is up for anything. Its 40mm case gives a nod to the classic tool watches of yesteryear, striking a perfect balance between presence and comfort, unlike its bulkier 42mm siblings, which can feel like you're strapping a small clock to your wrist. And that red GMT hand, it's not just a feature, it's a statement. More understated than the newer orange, it's like the secret ingredient that makes the whole dish sing. Whether you go for the Polar or snag a deal on a black dial, picking up an Explorer 2 is like finding a rare vintage in a sea of overpriced bottles. It's the savvy collector's choice that's bound to pay dividends in style and substance. And now let's dive into something even deeper, the iconic Rolex dive watches. These aren't just timekeepers, they're legends that look just as good over a wetsuit as they do under a business suit. Let's see what makes them tick. Number 5. Rolex Submariner. Let's dive into the Rolex Submariner, a veritable king of the deep with a backstory that's as rich as its sleek design. This watch isn't just an accessory, it's a stalwart companion, marrying elegance with toughness in every tick. Ready to tackle adventures, the Submariner is kitted out for underwater escapades. It's waterproof up to a whopping 300 meters, and its unidirectional rotatable bezel lets divers track their time below the waves with the kind of precision chefs use for a perfect soufflé. The bezel's Cerachrome insert is tough enough to resist scratches and immune to sun fading, ensuring it stays looking fresh even after years of sunbathing. Inside, it runs on Rolex's 3135 movement, a trusted workhorse with a 48-hour power reserve that keeps on ticking, come rain or shine. The watch's Oyster case is a masterpiece of durability, forged from a solid block of corrosion-resistant 904L stainless steel, yet it maintains a sleek profile on your wrist. Above all, the sapphire crystal-protected dial sports luminescent markers that light up like a Broadway show in low-light conditions. Sporting a Submariner is more than just wearing a watch. It's like carrying a badge of readiness for whatever the world throws your way. It tells everyone that you're not just on time, but on point for life's great adventures. Number 6. Rolex Seadweller. As we wrap up, let's turn the spotlight to a real heavy hitter often left in the shadows, the Rolex Seadweller, reference 16600. Clocking in at about $8,000, this watch is like the Submariner's muscle-bound cousin who never skips a gym day. Sporting a 40mm case, it sits on the wrist with the confidence of a seasoned diver, offering robust functionality without feeling like you've strapped on a dumbbell. It's chunkier than the Submariner, thanks to its helium escape valve, a clever bit of tech that lets it handle deep-sea pressures like a Zen master handles stress. What really makes the 16600 stand out isn't just its ability to endure, it's how it manages to look good while doing it. It can plunge deeper than the Submariner, up to 4,000 feet. This isn't just a watch, it's your trusty sidekick for exploring the abyss. The helium escape valve is like having an ace up your sleeve, regulating pressures that would make lesser watches buckle. Topped with a scratch-proof sapphire crystal and luminescent markers, it ensures you're never in the dark, even when you're miles underwater. For those who appreciate the engineering as much as the elegance and prefer their style packed with substance, the Seadweller 16600 is a masterclass in rugged chic. It's not merely a timepiece, it's a declaration of prowess and panache, signaling to the world that you take your adventures as seriously as your style. That's our roundup of the top 5 underrated Rolex models ripe for the picking. Got opinions on these or other hidden gems? Drop a comment and let's chat Rolex deals. If you enjoyed the dive, hit like, subscribe for more watch wisdom, and tell us what you thought comment section. Thanks for tuning in. Your support keeps our clocks ticking. Catch you in the next video.